Because what's going to happen in step number 4 is they're going to turn around either in that conversation or later on and be like, hey, Greg, you were really helpful in that conversation. What can I do to help you? What can I do to help you? Well, of course, what you want to have happen at this point is you want them to introduce you to someone new. Remember how we meet people? We meet them either because we were close to them in proximity or we are introduced by somebody that we already know. So you want them to introduce you to someone new. And this is where it's really important to be easy to help. You may be tempted, depending on why you're networking, to be hard to help. And let me tell you an example, right? An example of this is people who are looking for a job. If you're looking for a job at this point in the conversation, you will be tempted to say, here's my resume. Can you give it to somebody who can help me find a job? That is so hard to help. Let me tell you, if somebody gives me the resume and says, hey, I'm looking for a job, can you give this to somebody? I'm like, okay, I've done this in the past and I've taken it and, I worked in an office and I walked back to my office and I put it on my desk and it got buried under papers. And then I picked it up and I tried to take it down to somebody in recruiting and they were like, okay, well, who is this person? And I tried to explain, and they're like, okay, well, what do they want to apply for? And I was like, well, they kind of do this and that. And they're like, okay, we'll keep it and maybe we'll reach out to them. So many places that can go wrong. And that's actually being really hard to help because I know how hard I had to work to just get to that point. And when somebody gives me the resume, I'm like, it's too hard to help you. Like I could do something a lot easier. If you told me who you wanted to be introduced to, I could send them an email and introduce you. That's being easy to help. So be easy to help means getting very, very specific and targeted on what the other person can do to help you. So who is the other person you want to meet? Do you have a specific person you'd like to connect with? And if you don't have a specific person, say, I'm looking for people who do X and Y, and I would love to meet them to talk to them about their career journey, right? Or do you know anybody who does this? And they may say yes, they may say no. A better way to do this is to have a target company list. And this is something I advocate for a lot. A target company list is a list of companies that you'd be interested in working for, or learning more about them to determine if you want to work for them or not. So companies you've heard of, companies who are in the same industry you're in, companies who you've heard about in the news, make a list of those companies and hand a physical list of those companies to the other person when you're having this conversation. So you got to do a little preparation here. This is another one of your assignments, is to come up with a target company list. Format it like you would a resume, with sections and nice font and well formatted, something you could hand to somebody or email to them. Give them that list and say, do you know anybody who works at one of these companies? And they may say yes, and they may say no. And if they say no, they might say, well, I don't know anybody at this company, but I know a company like this, and I would be happy to introduce you to somebody there. Okay, great. Take that introduction. Right? Your goal is to get introduced to someone new through this conversation. So make it easy for that other person to help you, because if they're introducing you, all they have to do is send one email, copy you, copy the other person, they say, hey, so-and-so, I met Greg. He's looking to talk to people who work at your company and would love to learn more about it. I'll let you guys take it from here. Easy enough, right? Make the intro. You then set up the conversation with the person you just got introduced to. If you don't have companies, like if it's just an industry, you can say, hey, I'm looking in this industry. I don't know if you're familiar with anybody in there, but are there any companies you know about? And do you know anybody at those? Whatever you got to do, right? And again, the reason why you want to give them the list or email them list is because frequently, like I said, with the ideas, is you may not have an idea at the moment, but later on you do. And so give them the list, because they might walk away and they may not remember somebody they know at one of those companies right away, and later on they do. Or they'll hear of something at one of those companies and they'll be like, oh, Greg was looking at this company and here's something I learned about this company. I should send it to him. Great. Sounds good. You just want to put your information at the top of their brain, in the top front of their mind, so that, when they do see something that matches what would work for you, they send it along. Okay. So be easy to help. People want to help you, especially after you help them. Step 3, if you gave them something, they're eager to help you out. They want to help you. They don't know this, but they want to help you because they don't like the karmic scales of the universe to be out of balance, right? That's kind of how I explain it. It's not that they're in debt to you. They just really want to help you out. So it's not like you helped them and they didn't help you. So be easy to help. It means get very specific with what somebody can do to help you.